Spider-Man Far From Home is a new Marvel movie after the events of Avengers Endgame. Is it any good? Let's find out in this full review of Spider-Man Far From Home. By the way, if this is your first time here, in case you've just forgotten, my name is Puneet and you're watching the Afterthoughts Network. Let's get to it. Now, Spider-Man Far From Home is the next installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after the events of Avengers Endgame and brings back our favorite smooth-talking superhero Spider-Man back into its neighborhood after the epic scale events of Avengers Endgame. That's actually what we needed in this movie, because Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War was frankly quite a lot. It was a lot to take. It was a cinematic experience, and now we needed something small, something like a palate cleanser. This is exactly what this movie gives us. But yes, it has a different take from Spider-Man Homecoming, because the first movie was based in New York. This movie is not. It's Far From Home. This time around, Peter Parker and his friends are away on a European vacation. Yeah, that's fancy. And they encounter some creatures, some things. They team up with Nick Fury and a new superhero, Quentin Beck. He's from another dimension, as we see in the trailers, and then they fight these amazing big monsters which are made up of water, fire, earth, basically the elementals. So this is the basic premise of the movie. Now I have to say, one of the things that I really liked in this movie was the chemistry between Tom Holland and Zendaya, Peter Parker and MJ. I still don't know why she's called MJ, but still, the chemistry here is much better than what it was in Spider-Man Homecoming. I mean, वो छोटा सा प्यारा सा प्यार होता है ना स्कूल वाला, बस वही आपको मिलता है. They're on a vacation and he likes this girl, but he's actually struggling to find out how to tell her his feelings to this girl and get it going with her. Yeah, so that's what he's trying to do. That is really cool. One of the things that I really liked in this movie was that part, their relationship, how it grows and how they both are reacting to it. This is one of the cool parts. And Zendaya, I really loved Zendaya in this movie. She actually got more to do than the first movie, so that actually works in that aspect. Another thing that really liked is Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. Yeah, the fishbowl head, it's there. And it really works. I mean, the character that is being set up in this movie is really nice. In the first part of the movie, he is really endearing. He is quite a nice superhero. In the second part of the movie is when his acting chops show. I mean, yes, they are there in the first part of the movie and the second part of the movie, but there are different acting chops in the first and the second part of the movie. I'm not going to say much more than that because that would be going into spoiler territory. Wait for it. The next thing I really like about this movie is the action. I mean, this is amazing Spider-Man action that I have seen in a movie, and which makes this movie, all of this put together, makes this movie my second favorite Spider-Man movie in the entire Spider-Man cinematic universe in all the movies. The first being Spider-Man 2. I mean, come on. The train sequence with Doc Ock and Spider-Man, that was amazing. Apart from that, this is actually my second favorite Spider-Man movie. Yes, it ranks even higher than Spider-Man Homecoming, which I loved. I mean, in this movie, Nick Fury was great. All the comedy jokes that are taking place, which are the typical essence of Marvel Cinematic Universe, they are there and they work. I mean, 90% of the time. The humor is there, the charm is there, the John Hughes vibe of a teenage high school drama is there, the coming of age is there, how the Marvel Cinematic Universe is dealing with the events after the Endgame, the snap back, the death of superheroes like Tony Stark and Black Widow, it's there. This movie shows it all, how we are going forward. This is something that the movie does really well, and the action sequences are amazing. They are brilliantly done in many parts of the world, in Prague and in London. They're brilliant, and the execution of the hero and the villain and the chemistry is superb. superb, and that is something to watch out for. Now let's get into some spoiler stuff. I know everyone has been waiting for that part. Mysterio is not from another universe. Come on. I mean, who fell for that? I mean, yeah, people would fall for it because that was shown in the trailers. And many things in the trailer are not part of this movie. The whole sequence where the Spider-Man says to the police officers, I'm going on a vacation, that's not there. They cut it out, or probably they didn't have it in the movie in the first place. The multiverse stuff, not in the movie. That was a misdirect. That was classic Mysterio. I mean, Mysterio is a master of illusions. That's all it was. And in a typical MCU marketing genius, they had a lot of things that were misdirect in the trailer, so that to put you or me as an audience in a way illusioned by the illusions of Mysterio. I mean, the twist it happens, that's where you actually find out, me actually finds out, and the audience in general actually finds out what Mysterio is and how the tech has been integrated into the movie to create these grand illusions that are serving Mysterio. He's nothing. He's not even there half the time. He's just in a bodysuit, in a mocap suit, doing something elsewhere, and it's just being projected as this grand epic sequence. I mean, I loved that part. The use of drones and technology, the Tony Stark tech, to create these grand illusions. I mean, I loved that part. And the action sequences, as I said earlier, I loved those action sequences. The one where Spider-Man is fighting illusion that has been created, when even Peter Parker does not know what is real, what is not. That part was amazing. And when you as an audience seem to think that it's ended, when Nick Fury shows up, shoots Quentin Beck, that is an illusion too. I mean, I was really startled by that, because I know everything about Mysterio. I know everything about Spider-Man. I know how things with them work. I know the illusions that are being created. And even I was fooled by that part of the illusion. So it worked. I mean, the action sequences were amazing in every part. The illusion part, and when Spider-Man comes back in the climax of the movie, that time was amazing when he gets his Peter Tingle back. And I can see why they went for Jake Gyllenhaal to play the part of Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. I mean, he has such a good acting that, I mean, he was needed to pull some of the acting sequences required in this movie. I mean, the bar sequence when he's trying to explain his role and what he is doing, that I think wouldn't have worked with many actors, because it was so cheesy, it was so campy, like a villain explaining his grand plans. It wouldn't have worked with 90% of the actors. But Jake Gyllenhaal pulls it off. I mean, I loved that part. That was something that made the movie for me. Now, coming to the crux of the matter, the post-credit sequences. I mean, J. Jonah Jameson is back, and he's the editor of something called the dailybugle.net. Is it a conspiracy theory website? Is it a news breaking website? We don't know. We'll find that out in the later part of the movies. And in a typical Mysterio fashion, now Spider-Man is a villain. Yeah, how did that happen? That is how Mysterio works, if you didn't know that earlier. So yeah, Spider-Man is now a fugitive. It's now that Quentin Beck was the hero and Spider-Man was the villain. Spider-Man was creating all these illusions and Spider-Man was trying to kill people. That's what the thing showed us. And the second post-credit scene, Nick Fury wasn't Nick Fury, Maria Hill wasn't Maria Hill, they were Skrulls. Yeah, Skrulls are the good guys. They were working for Nick Fury, trying to create this illusion. Why? We don't know. We'll find that out in the later part of the MCU Phase 4 or whatever that is, wherever they are going, whoever is leading the Avengers now. We'll find that out. But yes, both of the post-credit scenes are very, very essential to watching the movie because they tell you in which direction the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going. So yeah, I loved both of them. I especially loved J. Jonah Jameson back and J.K. Simmons playing Jameson. That was amazing. I mean, I really wanted him back and we got him back. So now, spoiler stuff over. All in all, I really loved this movie because of all the reasons that I have said in the non-spoiler and the spoiler part. So yeah, you should really watch it. This weekend, next weekend, watch it at home. You should really watch it. I mean, it's a great movie. It's my second favorite Spider-Man movie. If that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. Have you seen this movie or are you planning to watch this movie? Whatever you think, please write down in the comment section below to let me know how you felt about this movie or how excited are you to watch this movie. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it for some weird reason, give it a thumbs down and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever a new video drops. Till that happens, you're watching the Afterthoughts Network. My name is Puneet. Bye bye.